We have already been introduced to the term yield. The yield is also called the debt cost of capital because it is the amount a firm has to pay someone, the lender or investor, for the privilege of using their money. As we know from the previous module, the yield is the discount rate that we use to discount future cash flows to a present value in order to calculate the price or value of the security. In theory, the yield is the rate of return you will get from investing in the security. In practice, this depends on certain things happening, including no changes in interest rates, guaranteed receipt of all promised cash flows, and that you hold the security until it matures. Under these conditions, your actual or realized rate of return from the investment will be equal to the yield. In particular, if you sell the security before the maturity date, your return will depend not on the yield at which you bought it, but the difference between what you paid for it and what you can sell it for. The yield represents the opportunity cost of capital for the investor. Recall from the previous module that the opportunity cost is the cost of not taking up an alternative investment opportunity. Because investors will not invest in something unless they get at least their opportunity cost, the yield will be set equal to the opportunity cost as a result of market forces. The opportunity cost depends on two things: the general level of interest rates. If interest rates generally go up, then opportunity costs go up, and so does the yield. And the opportunity cost also depends on the risk of the investment. Again, the higher the risk, the higher the return you require on an investment to compensate you for risk. Now, we have determined that the yield is driven by opportunity costs, which in turn are determined by the general level of interest rates and the risk of the security. The risk of the security can change, but not very often. Something about the riskiness of the company has to change in order to affect the risk of the securities it has issued. The general level of interest rates, however, can change every day, maybe by a small amount, but that can still make a big difference. Since the price or value is the present value of all future cash flows, discounted to a present value using the yield, it therefore follows that the price of a debt security can change on a daily basis.